Cheers,
that just
bitches.
fucked up all you people listening to that on audio. But anyway, hola, ¿cómo estás?
Yes.
Hello.
Hello, we are back.
KevinWhiteComedy.com.
Yeah, go to KevinWhiteComedy.com and you can hear the Kevin
That's
White
Kevin
Show.
White.
This is Kevin White. Hear the Kevin White Show. It's free on iTunes. And if you go to theuncutTruth.com, you can hear The Uncut Truth starring George Bedford and any of you motherfuckers that care to fucking phone in.
Exactly. All you need is a Skype account and a mic. And I know I haven't got to all of you, but I'm working on it slowly but surely. And if there's any female, like I'm assuming there's just one of you who watches the show, I think it'd be really fun to do a podcast with a female.
I think
from
I'm
a
telling
female
you, man,
perspective.
my co-host Sky, people love that shit because there's a female on the show.
Yeah, I just hope the female's not as fucked up as I am, because I'll just be like this.
That would make for a really good show.
I want somebody I can make uncomfortable.
Speaking of fucked up females, you heard Ronda Rousey called out fucking Michael Phelps.
Called him out to what?
Basically saying he was cocky and conceited and stuck up because he wouldn't hang out with him. You know, at the Olympics and all.
He wouldn't hang out with her?
Well, yeah, she said like she brushed off like she was some groupie or something like this.
Why would he hang out with her? He doesn't even know who that bitch is. Seriously.
Right.
Outside of the MMA world, you know who Ronda Rousey is? No one.
Right.
She looks like the girl back in the groceries.
Now, I think she got the bronze in the last Olympics in judo or whatever. But the problem is, and this is real quick, and we'll get to our shout outs.
7 gold medals. Why would he hang out with you, hooker?
She's like, well, the basketball players were hanging out with us, and I'm like,
because they're all black and they like to bang white women. If you want to hang out with Michael Phelps, bitch, bring pot.
Right. Well, see, that's the thing. That's what I was going to get at. Phelps, the last time he hung out and just kind of casually hung out with all these people, he got fucked.
Yeah.
And you know what? When the Olympics is over, all those basketball players that are hanging out with you,
Ronda, living in your vagina.
They're still going to be getting their NBA contracts and everything. But Michael Phelps' money is from the Olympics. He's an Olympic athlete. If he fucks up or is caught hanging out with one of these fucking donkeys one night that does something stupid, he's fucked. He loses sponsors.
And put it this way, for any of you who saw Michael Phelps attempt to be on Saturday Night Live, you understand why he has to cash in on the Olympics. He's got the personality and the speaking ability of a brick.
Right. Well, that motherfucker's got the motherfucking sponsorship of Kellogg's and all those other. I'd rather have that.
Fair enough.
Right. Now, shout outs. Give a shout out to Dylan. Bam. Aaron Price, happy birthday. Your birthday is tomorrow. We're filming today on the 23rd. Your birthday, I believe, is tomorrow, July 24th. So happy birthday, Aaron Price.
And this one's for me. Okay, your name's Anthony.
You okay, man?
Yeah,
you can do this, man. Come on.
Anthony, it's your 25th birthday, and your last name is Nugan. Nugan? No, it's fucking Win. I get it, but you wanted me to jack it up.
So he did.
I wonder if he's related to that 5'4" linebacker who played in the NFL for 3.5 seasons at Dallas.
Probably.
Win?
No,
No.
No. But anyway, now this
Isn't
shout
Win
out.
like Smith?
Huh?
Isn't Win like Smith? In his country? No.
No. Okay. Kind of. Yeah, it is actually. It's a very common surname in his country. Anyway, now this shout out is. This shout out, this guy wrote into us, and we just loved it. Everybody loved it. George loved it. I loved it. The editor loved it. We all loved it. This shout out is to Mark. Mark, this shout out comes from your former friend Nick, who says he knows you fucked his girlfriend while he was in Quebec. Fuck you, you fucking douchebag. And I got to agree with the guy. I really got to agree with the guy. You know what I'm saying? I got to agree with the fucking guy.
There's too many circumstances that we don't know.
Yeah?
We don't. Because obviously the girl wasn't thinking about you.
I think
girlfriend obviously didn't have your best interest in mind.
I have to think that he had a bad girlfriend.
Yes.
You know, he probably thinking, God, man, these guys are putting my shit on full blast. But we got to now. But my friend's a piece of shit. But I think, Nick, that your friend Mark, or former friend Mark, has probably done you a little bit of justice because he got you away from somebody that's probably not the best person to be attached to. That's just my opinion of it. So,
but Mark, I don't blame you.
Yeah. And hopefully your ex-girlfriend gave him some type of a narrow disease. Anyway, speaking of fucked up things.
Nothing says love like VD.
Yes. Wow.
Or HIV, herpes, syphilis.
Penn State. Shit has been crumbling since last November. It's been crumbling more. Now statues are crumbling.
Did you hear where they put the statue?
Where'd they put it?
In the men's locker room. In the shower. They figured it couldn't do any less harm.
Yeah, it can't do any less harm. You know what I'm saying? It definitely did it.
Oh, breaking news.
What happened?
Statue's got terminal cancer.
It's gone.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
I know. Horrible jokes, bad timing. I don't care. But you know what? Just sweep that whole segment under the rug. What? They did it at Penn State.
Yeah.
If you can do it at Penn State and still be considered winning with honor,
You can do it
yeah,
here.
go eat a dick.
Anyway, all the Penn State, I'm sure there's some alumni and some students in Penn State that still have the blinders on, but the bottom line is
okay. Fuck the penalties. This is what I want to know. What was your thoughts behind the students? Now here, let me back up a little bit.
Okay, go ahead.
There was an airplane that was flying over the statue saying either you take it down or we will.
Right.
I promptly texted you like I got a C4 and so a full tank of gas.
Right. I was like, let's make that trip.
It's a joke. It's really just relax. But now here's my question:
It isn't, because George and I were planning that shit. But go ahead.
What was your opinion
Go ahead,
of the
George, tell me
students?
what we're talking about doing.
What,
Why are you acting nervous, man?
I'm not acting nervous.
Right. Go ahead.
What was your opinion of the students who were there to protect the statue?
They're idiots. I mean, this is the thing. I understand there's going to be some people, like even Bobby Bowden today said, hey, he was friends with Joe Pa and blah, blah, blah. And it isn't all of Paterno's fault. There's a lot of people that were involved in it. But the bottom line is this. Every time, and it's been said, that you looked at that statue, you would have been reminded of the tragedy. And those kids, you had to take it down. You had to fucking take it down. I mean, nobody's going to sit there and see that statue like this, basically saying, I let kids fucking get molested. That's what it was saying.
Do you think it's pure coincidence that his back was to his bosses? Like that statue, he's facing away from his bosses. Shouldn't it be like this?
Yeah.
Because that's what he did. He fucked the entire Penn State community.
He really did. He fucked up. And Graham Spanier, I don't know. I mean, he's been in a bad position.
My thing about this is for everyone who goes, but he had an opportunity to derail this thing and nip it in the bud and kill it, and he decided not to. And that's my biggest problem. Yep. And here's a man who said, my program's run with honor and integrity. I'm not sure how you're faced with that choice in life.
God damn. The fuck?
Don't do the right thing.
Right.
GhettoMicrophones.com. Yeah. We are now sponsored by them.
By Final Rule Stand, bitch.
Yeah, no shit.
But well, this is the thing, and I'm going to make it really quick. It's like all the alumni or Penn State fans or Joe Pa fans that have on blinders right now, you got to really look back and think, okay, if this was your younger brother or sister or your son or your niece or nephew or some child that you love right now in your life, could you honestly sit back and say the same thing and defend that statue being held up?
I hope not.
I mean, come on.
If you can, you're twisted.
You're really fucking twisted. If you can really look at a child that you love in your life and look at that child in the eye and be like, you know what? I would want, Paterno's statue to stay up after my, family member was violated. It's
what about all those kids who got violated and now they have to look at the statue and all that? I mean, it's just now let's talk about what the NCAA's decided to hit Penn State with.
$60 million.
And that money you're questioning, where's it going to funds to help children's funds who are being molested or touched to help rehabilitate these kids.
Right.
And then they have a 4-year football postseason ban. Who cares? They weren't going to win shit anyway. Right. They have to vacate all their wins dating
back to 1998.
1998.
Now, that is, obviously that brings the question. Paterno obviously was the most winningest football.
Was
the most winningest football coach in NCAA history, and now he is not because he has somewhere down in the 200s. I don't know how exactly how many
thing
wins.
Is people are like, oh, you're just kicking a man when he's down, when he can't defend himself. What I mean, what?
I would be surprised if he could defend himself.
Well, yeah, I mean, he didn't stick up for. He didn't stick up for kids, so why do we care what he thinks or would think, or why do we care what happened to Joe Paterno now?
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for.
I don't.
I feel bad for Joe Paterno's family and what they've suffered to some degree. I don't know if they. I mean, I do. I feel like. But I would, at this point in time, I would just stay out of it. Yep. I would stop making statements and everything.
Be quiet.
Because people are going to start looking at you like you're fucked up too. You know what I mean?
And also, they're going to lose scholarships. But let's face it. I mean, the other kids and the current players who are there are going to be able to transfer to any school that'd be willing to take them immediately and play, which I'll be interested to see the fallout on that.
Yeah, 10 initial and 20 total scholarships each year for the next 4 years.
And then, like you brought up a good point about, okay, does Penn State still have to honor the scholarship and give that school, like, if you're the quarterback at Penn State and you're a senior and you don't want to play there because you're not going to get any bowl exposure, but you want to go to Oklahoma, let's say.
Right.
Now, does Oklahoma have to come up with that money, or does Penn State pay for it?
And then if say, for example, I have an existing scholarship with Penn State and, I'm or somebody else.
They better just honor all current scholarships.
Yeah, they should be able to honor all current scholarships throughout God dang, I can't talk.
Ships?
Collar ships.
I think they got rid of collar. Whoa.
Some collars.
Oh, I thought you meant no. Never mind.
But anyway,
yeah, we don't pop collars.
but anyway,
2012.
there will be more fallout, and George and I'll probably retouch on this.
Yeah, I hope not.
Touch on this
like
again.
Seriously, I hope it's just done. And part of me wants them to dig up more information and find more shit out, but part of me is just like, do we really
want them to dig up stuff?
Yeah, I wish they would. I'm serious, because I still stick behind the stance that there's something else that Joe Paterno knew or didn't do. It doesn't make sense. It just does not make sense.
Well, I think Joe Paterno had. I think
he either walked in on some shit, got some videos or some pictures. There's something else he saw.
Well, something. I think that he lived with some really. This shit was bottled up for a long time because I'm sure he was sick. But for this news to break in November and for him to pass in late January, that stress will kill you.
Did you know he was co-owner in Decidin? It's a joke. If you don't know what Decidin, look it up, and then you'll get it.
Anyway, let's move on to our UFC 149 recap.
Him and Sandusky founded it. It was their company. Anyway, yeah, UFC 149. Here's what I honestly want to know. Who paid for it and who enjoyed it? Because we're not even bullshitting, so if you're looking for some in-depth, deep analysis, the shit ain't going to happen. It's never happened.
I can tell you a little bit about it.
I read about it.
Yeah.
And then my boy Andy kept me up to date on it.
Well, Andy should be sitting in the middle of us to help us out. But there was a lot of fucked up things. I mean...
Besides the card?
Well, besides the card was fucked up. The main event was uneventful. You know, you had all the refereeing bullshit. I mean, Yves Levin. I mean, he was just sleeping in the ring.
Was he?
Yeah, he was fucking
what happened?
Not sitting around. I mean, it just was sleeping. He let fucking Czech Congo and the other guy sit up against, he was like this.
And you know what? I read about Czech, and it seems like every time Czech goes against a striker who could possibly give him a hard time, this is the kind of match you get. Like, he doesn't want to stay in the pocket and throw blows. Just yet another reason I don't like the man.
Well, anyway, the one thing that was exciting, one of the things that was exciting was Ryan
knockout?
Jimbo, who basically... Jimmo?
Yeah, Jimmo.
Ryan Jim. I said Jimbo?
Yeah,
I put a B in that shit, didn't I?
You added syllables.
Because he was dropping bombs, bitch. I changed his name.
Okay.
Jimbo.
In other words, the preliminary card was much better than the main card, and that shit was free $99 on FX.
Yes.
I watched some of that shit.
Anthony Perosh got knocked out. Now, this is the thing. Dana White was pissed.
Why? Because the undercard was better than the main card?
Oh, he was pissed off. He was like, man, he was like mad thumbs up to the undercard because these guys fought their asses off. I don't know what happened in the main card. No, but he was also pissed off because he's like, Jimmo, you said?
Mm-hmm,
Jimmo. He's going to be mocking some Jimmo bombs. But anyway, he knocked out Anthony Perosh in 7 seconds.
Yep.
Okay. Dana White thinks that he probably should have the record because he said the ref had stepped back and was so far away that when he floored the guy, he was out cold and he should have immediately stopped the fight.
Yeah, Rosenthal was a little late.
He was a little late, so
and Jimmo got another shot in too.
Huh?
Jimmo got another shot in.
Yeah, Jimmo was nasty.
Now, to me, the robbery of the night goes to Court McGee. Not just because we like Court McGee. I watched the fight. I had Court McGee winning the first and third and dropping the second. But Nick Ring, shocker. He's from Calgary.
Right.
You want to guess where the event was?
Canada.
Calgary.
Right. Well, this is the thing, too. It goes back. I agree with you. I think Court McGee won the fight. The first 2 rounds, Court McGee pressed the action. It was really fucking close. I mean, but Court McGee was pressing the action. And in the 3rd round, he just destroyed him. I mean, you could see if there was another round, it would have been a wrap. But I guess the judges, all 3 judges just had Ring edging out the first 2 rounds. Now, this goes back to what we said about Court McGee.
Starts slow.
He starts slow. He's a
finish.
great fucking fighder, but Court, if you're watching this video, man, the guy is so fucking talented,
and he can take a shot.
And he can take a shot,
God,
and if you start a little faster, if you started a little faster, you'd be undefeated.
Could be.
Could be undefeated.
In the UFC.
Undefeated. Now,
on to the main card in quotation marks. Because in fairness to the UFC and all the fighters, I mean, they had guys fall out, step in, back up, turn around, twist, shout. I mean, this card was nothing like the one they were supposed to give us.
No.
But my thing is Dana's got to pull these guys aside and go, look, you got it. And I was talking to Andy. Now, what do you think about this idea?
Okay.
A finish bonus in each fight.
Yeah, I think that's
10 to 15 grand.
Yeah,
if you finish the fight, whether it's via choke out or knockout or TKO. If the fight gets finished before UD, you get an automatic $10,000 bonus.
Yeah.
That might not seem like, hey, face it, GSP, John Jones, the big guys, they're not worried about it. But let me tell you right now, Sean Jordan might have pushed away and fucking thrown some haymakers.
Well, both of those guys, Chet Congo and Sean Jordan, have some. They throw bombs, but I don't know what happened. They didn't load up the fucking plane. I mean, maybe they didn't buy ammunition.
I think there should be a finish bonus on every fight.
Yeah.
You did so.
I agree. I agree. I think that would be a big difference. I mean, I think that would make a huge difference. Now, this Matthew Riddle Chris Clements fight, once again, the refs. I mean, Matthew Riddle. Obviously, thank God he went ahead and got the win. He got a submission later on in the fight, but he threw this body kick, and the guy doubles over, and the ref's not paying fucking attention, and he stops it because he thinks it's a kick to the groin when it was a kick to the body. He just sits there and goes, because he wasn't fucking paying attention. I don't know where the fuck his head was.
Who was reffing that one?
Eves. Tell you, man. I think it was that the one, Shorty. I believe he was the one.
Dude, I'm going to tell you what.
I'm going to make sure. Hold on. Let me just go ahead and you talk to the
Eves is a Canuck to boot. I mean, he might have got a little loaded the night before.
Yeah.
Out there doing whatever he does. I didn't know there was such a big controversy with the refereeing.
Yeah.
I mean, I just read about the fights. I didn't read much about the refs.
Yeah. There was.
Let's be honest. Who gives a shit? I mean, UFC 149 was a disappointment top to bottom. Let's move. James Gitmorehead won a decision over Ebersol.
Right.
Okay. Chich.
Now, this is the thing, though. I do want to say this because I'm a big Ebersol fan. The eccentric Ebersol. Ebersol was supposed to be cutting down the lightweight, which I think Ebersol is going to be a nasty fucking lightweight. He's going to be one other guy that's going to be nasty at fucking lightweight.
Fucking goofy.
Yeah, but he's just poised, man. He doesn't get whatever. And he took this fight last second as a welter, said, fuck it, I'll do it. And he should have done it. You could see he wasn't prepared, and he got edged out. But I'm telling you guys right here, watch Brian Ebersol as a lightweight. If he can make that weight easily, I think he is going to be, I'm going to go out on a limb and say, I think he's going to be a top 5 lightweight. Remember I said that on July 23rd on the Uncut Sports Show.
Is it the 23rd?
Remember, bitches. 23rd, son.
Damn.
23rd.
Anyway, Chich Congo, and yes, I know that's not his name. He put everyone to sleep and beat Sean Jordan.
Yeah. Tim Bosch versus Hector Lombard. Hector Lombard.
Who'd you pick?
I picked Hector Lombard. You picked Tim Bosch.
Yeah.
You definitely nailed that one. And you know what? It was
because
split
when you
decision.
fight no one your entire career and you come in and you fight someone.
I don't agree with you on that, man. I'm gonna argue because I mean Hector Lombard had fucked a lot of people. I think he had beat a lot of people since the last fight. He had you giant Al. The last person and look at Tim Bosch. He's a nasty fighter. I mean he fought him to a split, and he didn't do shit. He was very tentative.
Right. It was a tentative fight from everything I've read. But to me, if you want to bring Hector Lombard in and get him a taste of the UFC, you don't bring him against the guy who's fought at multiple weight classes against probably. I don't think Hector Lombard could beat anyone that Tim Bosch has. And I'm not even looking at Tim Bosch's record.
I think Hector Lombard could beat that. And I mean, obviously Dana White's like, you should go down to welterweight.
Yeah, I mean,
you know?
that's how much faith Dana White has. The man's fought one fight at middleweight, and he's already like, you need to cut weight.
I think you know what? He was too tentative. I think somebody's got, it's like Court McGee. You got to go out there and you got to say, okay, here's my opportunity. I got to fucking take advantage of it. I got to throw, you know what I'm saying? It's like if Court McGee, you look at Court McGee, do you think he's a great fighter?
I think I wouldn't use great. I think for me is no.
I mean, I think Hector Lombard is a good fighter. I don't think he's the best in his class. He's but I think he's a good fighter.
I think Court's a good fighter too.
Yeah, I think. Are you saying that you think Hector Lombard does not belong in the UFC?
No, that's what I was. No. He can belong in the UFC all he wants.
Right. Okay.
For
that's
a little
what I was
while
thinking.
longer till he loses 2 more fights, and then he needs to get right the fuck back to Bellator where he can beat people. My thing is I'm not knocking this fighter, and I'm going to say the same thing about the main event guy. Uriah Faber dominated in the WEC. Mm-hmm. Hector Lombard dominated in Bellator. Mm-hmm. Fucking Tyron Woodley dominated in Strikeforce.
Right.
And then they went from the minor leagues to what we would consider to be the major leagues, and they didn't show up, they didn't prepare, they didn't fight well, and they lost.
But what about the Donald Cerrones and Ben Hendersons of the world?
They're the exception.
Yeah.
But I would say until you come in and prove yourself, I'm going with the proven UFC guy who's fought better competition.
I just think Tim Bosch is a formidable opponent, and Hector Lombard didn't bring his A game. I don't think I'm not going to give up on the guy. I think if you,
he'll be nasty at Burger King.
I just think I believe he belongs in the UFC. You know, there could be a lot of you people out there that disagree with me, but I think he needs another shot and see what happens.
Oh,
his
he's
next
going
fight.
to. I mean, it's not like he's out of the UFC and he's never
Right.
going to fight again. But I mean, if he can make 170, why not?
Yeah, well, and this moves us on to the next fight, the main event. Uriah Faber. I look at him. How many? Let me ask you a question. George. How many title shots has Uriah Faber had lately? 5, right? Okay. How many of those has he won?
Why do you think
he's getting title shots?
Why do you think I picked against him? Because he beats all the people he should be in his weight class. He just cut weight again. So in other words, you're taking the name and you're putting him in contention. That's what they did.
Now I'm going to ask you something honestly. Okay. If Uriah Faber,
Be prepared for an honest answer.
what?
I said be prepared.
Oh,
for
I'm
an
telling you,
honest answer.
if Uriah Faber, right, was just one of the ugliest motherfuckers in the UFC, do you think he'd get all these title shots?
Probably not. I think his looks have something to do with it. But you know what? You can't. No matter how good you look, if you lose, you get what? Wow, he's really good, but can't win.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to come down to winning, and I
Yeah.
think his ship is starting to sail because
I
he
just
put on
think-
18 pounds in one day. He made weight and then put on 18 pounds.
Right.
He cannot cut the 125.
No.
This is as low as he can go. Was his 135? Isn't that what you call that?
And you know what? I'm going to tell you what. If he cuts to 125, then you're going to be tired. And I'm going to tell you what. Those guys are fucking lightning fast. If you can't take them down and knock them out, and they'll score on you with points all day long. Those fucking flyweights are so fucking fast. They're like fleas, nigga. Flea weight. That's what they should call it. Not even flyweight.
Well, Renan Barao did. It'll be interesting to see where Barao goes from here.
Yeah.
I mean, he's now. Here's the interesting thing.
Sure.
And we're gonna, because people tell us we do have uneducated banter and blah 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 blah. And then when I came back
Why
and
do people
said,
tell us shit we already know?
I don't know. And then I was like, "How's your show?" And he criticized me on not using the correct form of your.
Shut the fuck
Okay.
up.
Well, here's you want a little more in-depth MMA for you. Here you go. So
Yeah.
we have Carlos Condit.
Mm-hmm.
He is what?
He's the welterweight champion right now. He was
What's
the interim welterweight.
Right. He
Interim.
is still the interim champ.
Yeah.
Now, has he fought since he's got that belt?
No.
Okay. Why? Because he's waiting to fight GSP.
GSP, right.
Dana White's letting that happen.
Right.
Okay. Do you know what Dana White's advice to Barao was? I want to see you fight and defend the belt.
Right.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Hold the phone.
Because
Why? Why? That's not fair. To me, to be an interim champ, to keep the belt, you got to fight to keep it.
Well, because you know what? No one really cares. I hate to say it this way. I mean, Jose Aldo is hurt, and who knows when he'll return. And that class doesn't bring as many dollars.
No, this class did. I thought the champ was, what's his name? Dominic Cruz.
I mean, Dominic Cruz.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Dominic Cruz.
Yeah,
I'm
Dominic
sorry.
Cruz is
Dominic
hurt.
Cruz is hurt, and that class doesn't bring. I'm sorry about that. Okay. Dominic Cruz is hurt, and that class doesn't bring as much money as the fucking.
Did you see what you said right there? That's the reason your boy got a title fight.
Right. Yeah, that's it. I mean,
'Cause they have
he's
to go
gonna
with
be
the
like,
names.
We need to fight. We need to just keep the dollars rolling. We need some excitement. We can put this in on a. What he can do is take that fucking.
I just think it's fucked up. I think
He can make it two. He can make it like 2 headliners.
I think after you win the interim title, you have 6 months to get ready for your next fight.
I agree.
Tops.
I agree.
Tops. John Jones fought 4 times last year.
I'm going to tell you what. And this is what Dana White's guys. I mean, Dana White is a very, very smart man. You know what I mean? But this is one thing where he is. He's very.
I'm not arguing that.
The guy's a smart man. I mean, he's great at marketing. I mean, he's not like fucking the Kardashians' mom, but
that bitch is on point. If she gets with anyone's company, it's
yeah. Kim Kardashian's mom's might be. She's top five in the world right now, and
not looking.
But in marketing, because she's marketed those girls crazy.
Yeah, dude, she's marketing her 14-year-old daughter. You want to talk about absolutely disgusting? Whatever that young Brenner.
She took a bad sex tape and now they're paid. And let me tell you something. That show is all fucking scripted out.
Really?
But anyway, so those girls are actors. Anyway, but what I'm getting at is this. Right now, he could be hurting himself with this because look at these cards.
They're trash.
They're trashy
look,
cards
when I say
right
that,
now.
I'm not. Look, y'all people need to understand. This shit is just straight and to the point. We're not PC. We're not trying to be nice. It is just like you would talk to one of your friends. And don't tell me you're one of these guys. Well, Bob, I was out there watching the card, and they just didn't perform to it. Dana White owns the company and said it was shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we're sitting there ragging on you because we love the fucking UFC. We love the fucking fighting
entertaining.
and stuff. It's entertaining, but the bottom line is George and I are not just saying it. The president is fucking saying these fights were shit. We're agreeing with him.
He left in the middle of one
he
fight
gets
and came
mad
back.
because he's passionate about his product.
Yeah, he wants
and
to
I
put out a good product. And here's the other thing. When you have, let's say, 20,000 people in a stadium screaming, "We want a refund,"
Yeah, that's not good.
No, that's not, and it's their first time to Calgary.
Make these fucking guys who have interim, make them fight.
Yeah, you should make the dude. I'm
When
telling you,
GSP make them fight a couple times a year.
A win bonus.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if every fight had a fucking like a finish bonus, not just a win bonus, but a finish bonus. If money doesn't motivate you, then I don't know what the shit does. Because obviously winning to these guys, winning's fucking unimportant.
Yeah.
Or winning is so important that you get with Greg Jackson and he tells you exactly how to win. I.e., I'm gonna hit you 4 times and run way the fuck back there, and then when you come after me, I'm gonna hit you 4 more times and run over there and then there and then I mean, they're making fucking stars in the ring. They look like track athletes.
But anyway, you guys tell us what your honest opinion on the comment board below. What do you think about these last 2 UFC major UFC events, 148 and 149?
How would you motivate the guys to fight? Because obviously some of these dudes, like Chech Congo, he's just sometimes he looks like he wants to fight, sometimes he doesn't.
Right.
So what would you do to motivate him to fight?
Yeah. What would you do?
But,
and on that note, we're the fuck out of Dodge. Peace'ems.